YouTubers! Welcome to our first tutorial on this channel. It's Lady here and I'm going to show you a floor pattern to jazz up your rooms on Minecraft. The most important thing about this design is that it's size adjustable. It's not too complicated so it won't clash with whatever you have going on, and it's in a style that will fit with everything. It works with odd block lengths, even block lengths, squares, rectangles, L shapes, anything you can think of with straight walls, it can be done. And I'm going to show you the step-by-step process of how to do it with no hassle. So I put some quartz blocks down just to outline where the edges of my room would be. Obviously yours might not be this size, but that's okay. First off, you need two shades of two different colours, as we're going to be doing a 3D effect. One of these colours has to be darker than the other, so I've chosen magenta and purple wool for the darker colour pair, with light blue wool and ice blocks for the lighter colour pair. Now I like to have slabs around the inside of my room with another empty line before the design starts, so we're going to work 2 blocks in from the wall. Grab the lighter shade of your darker colour for this. Right now we're going to outline the corners before we start on the links of the chain around the edge. You need to make the arrowhead that is 6 blocks in length on each side. Repeat this for every corner. Now we're going to use the darker shade of your lighter colour. Fill in those gaps with the lighter shade of your lighter colour. By now, the corners of your room should look like this. If you've got an L-shaped room, you can do the inside corners with the same design. Just reverse it and have the wall on the inside of the corner instead of the outside. Now switch back to the lighter shade of your darker colour and do a small V on the inside of the blue colour you previously laid down. This is the main colour of the design and we'll be using this for most of the key elements. Before we move on to the chain design, elongate the blues to match up with the edge of the purple. Now we're going to start doing the edges. Switch back to your main colour and use it to find the midpoint. If you've built a room with an even block length, place down 2 blocks as the midpoint and then continue the tutorial as before. Do this for all 4 sides. Place another block on each end of the midpoint on every side. If you've placed 2 blocks before because you have an even room length, you'll end up with 4 blocks here. When you've done this, leave a gap of 2 spaces and place 3 blocks. You should place 3 blocks even if you have an even room length. Keep doing this until you have no space. You also need to make sure that there's a gap of 2 blocks between your last run of 3 and the corner design you've laid down. I have quite a large gap on mine as I can't fit another run of 3, but I'm left with 5 spaces. Don't worry about this, it's this gap that makes the design adjustable and I'll show you how to fill it in later. Now follow the line of the small V you made on the inside of the corner. Run a parallel line to the blocks you've just placed, doing the exact same design further in. If you have 4 blocks in the middle, make sure you do 4 blocks on the inside too. We're now going to complete one end of the links. For this we do an eye shape with double thickness. The top left 2 blocks should be the darker shade of your dark colour. Repeat this for the leftmost end of every side. Now we're going to do an upside down version for the right hand side. Take a quick look at the panned out image and double check that everything's in the right place. Next we're going to link up the edges of the chain. For this you need to work bottom to top, left to right. Do a set of stairs that are 2 blocks wide, starting on top of the last block in the sets of 3 we made at the start. If you made a set of 4, it should still work as long as you left a gap of 2 between the set of 4 and the next set of 3. Turn the steps you've just made into an eye of double thickness. Use your darker block for the square nearest the centre of the eye and your lighter colour for the outside. Now comes the easy part that links everything together. Whatever distance there is left between your chain and the corner, elongate the colours there and overlap the outline by 1 block. Fill in the cross sections of the chain with the lighter colour. Use the darker shade around the edge and the lighter shade for the centre. If you have a larger middle chain because of an even room length, follow the same rule. Your middle chain will look slightly larger than the others, but it will also look like it's supposed to be like this. So we finished our border, but we still have to fill in and we still have a small design to go in the centre. Personally, I like all my floors to be flat, with no slabs or raised designs, even in creative. I'm going to fill in the floor with nether brick as it has a pink undertone and will go well with the wall colour I've chosen. Around this, I'm also going to do a border of steps to soften the transition between the floor and the wall. To add the centerpiece, find the midpoint and place your lightest block here. If your room is an even number in length, then use 4 light blocks in the center. Join the darker shade of that color on each side and edge the created cross shape with your main color. On the left side of each edge, place your darkest block. This design is now complete. I love creative because I can work with any blocks I want, but in survival you can often be very limited in your creations because of having to source everything yourself. Here's a version of the same design in blocks that are easily available even at the very beginning of your survival server. With a simple design like this, you can even make your house at the server start a little more cozy. Liv is going to be bringing you a Game of Thrones themed tutorial for next week's show, so if you don't want to miss out, please subscribe and turn your notifications on. You can also follow us on Twitter to see what showcases we're working on and tell us if there's any tutorials or showcases you would like to see in the future. We're always happy to help. I'll see you in 2 weeks with some Harry Potter Marauders map inspired interior design.